Hello, my name is Saragon. I'm from Chungbuk National University. Today my topic is of utilization method of disaster management resource disaster prevention basis of facility with technology absent model. There is a limit to quickly respond to disaster with uncertain contemporary society and supply resources to prevent additional damage. Considering the urgency, uncertainty, and complexity of disaster management, distributing resources through the effective and prompt response of the organization is the biggest decisive factor of a successful disaster response. In the event of a disaster, all issues related to the allocation of disaster relief resources should be operated based on efficient management with the government, local government, and relative private institutions. For efficient relief resource management, cooperation and trust enhancement between the government, local government, private organization, enterprise, and research center are essential factors for the effective supply chain of logistics. Therefore, this study intends to perform fundamental research about the applicability of the technology absentence model in the case of introducing disaster management resource disaster prevention based facility in South Korea. Just the research topic is the technology absent model was suggested by Freddie David between the late 1980s and early 1990s. It was mainly used to verify the functional variable for the adoption of computer technology and service and software, and it was suggested by dividing into two beliefs about behavior, including perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. The first is perceived usefulness represent the degree of subjective fact that introducing new technology or system will increase the productivity and efficiency of the work. The second is perceived ease of use represent the degree of subject fact that using the new technology and system will not require tremendous mental or physical effort. Davis conducted a study with the main purpose of empirically verifying that these perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use directly or indirectly affect the attitudes and intentions of audience toward new technology, service, and system. So there are three more factors can be explained that affect technology absentence, intention, produce usefulness, and perceive ease of use. And if we look at them sequentially, they are as follows. First, relative advantage refer to the degree to which innovative technology is superior to the replacement of technology or service. In this respect, It can be seen to the extent that potential consumers perceive how much better new products are than before. Second is cost obtentions. Its meaning is it has been reported that the burden of cost act as a meaningful variable in existing time studies. Cost may directly act on adaptation intention or adaptation behavior or as external variable acting on belief related to technology adoption. Third main is technological innovativeness. Innovation refers to the degree to which a specific individual adopts innovative technology prepare others in the social system. This determines the response of an individual idea, practice, objective, and so on, as they are newly felt by an individual subjective emotions and can be defined as intention to try something new with an individual interesting tendency to innovative. Based on the factors discussed above, it can be said that audience are affected by five factors: relative advantage, cost abstention, technological innovation, perceived usefulness, and perceived ease of use in the process of adapting innovative technology. Lastly, in this study intend to propose the technology absent model useful for the utilization of disaster management resource, disaster prevention based facility for the sustainable supply of disaster management resource. In the process, it was found through the technology absentance model proposed by David that five factors influence the attention intention of the audience. Although this study have a limitation in the stage of verifying the model was not performed, the usefulness of the technology absentance model when utilizing the disaster prevention based of disaster management research could be explained. In this respect, this study aimed to emphasize that it is necessary to ensure the usefulness and ease of resource by utilizing technological innovation, cost absentance, and relative advantages in order to supply sustainable disaster management resources in the future. In particular, securing the intention of utilizing the disaster prevention based facility in the top primary take to establish the usability of the facility. Ending my presentation. Thank
Hi, my name is Junyoung Choi. Today a presentation of a necessity and classification of disaster management resources for step-by-step disaster response. The first introduction, my background and necessity of research. It has already been 2 years since the unexpected disaster of COVID-19 occurred, and we are currently trying to accept that we have to live with COVID-19 just before announcing the transition to the with corona system, not post-corona. Due to the risk of transmission over the past 2 years, appointments with friends have no choice but to be more difficult than before, and places such as restaurants and gyms have been hit hard to earn economic benefits only when many people gather. COVID-19 is not the only end of the disaster. Disasters that make us suffer considerably, whether they are long, short, mental, or economic, and can come at any time without notice. We are making great efforts to prevent and escape such suffering as much as possible, and for that purpose, disaster management resources are an indispensable factor. What is needed is bound to change depending on the situation, and it will also have various resources necessary to cope with adversity made up of various types such as disasters. Then the purpose of stories, we'd like to find out the direction of how our society will cope with disasters in the future by highlighting how people currently precise disaster management resources and how important they are, and scope and method of research. A total of 4 types of disaster management resources are classified, and the criteria for classification of the disaster management resources are summarized with photos. Before I show the photos, I talk about a theoretical discussion. Disaster management work in 1979. The U.S. National Governors Association consisted of 4 stages of disaster management. First is a preparation, second response, third recovery, fourth is a reaction. And talk about characteristics of disasters. Disasters often come without notice, although there are many maybe differences in detail types, and the scope of damage is wide. And natural disasters such as typhoons and floods can paralyze the facilities and economy of the region itself. In the case of a fire or explosion, as can be seen from the September 11 terrorist attack, it can have been a great impact not only on the region but also on the world. The nature of the disaster is that it can have a long effect not only on economic damage but also on the mental damage to those who have experienced it. And concept and necessity of disaster management resources. Disaster management resources refer to equipment, materials, facilities, and manpower that the head of a disaster management agency must stock up, manage, designate, or managing case disaster, assuming there are many typhoons in a specific areas. Stands used to protect goods and facilities can be called disaster management resources. Whatever the form is, it can be used in preparation for a disaster that can cause serious damage to us no matter when it comes. And finally, I show the classification to resources. Like that, 4 resources: transportation countermeasure resources, medical quarantine resources, rescue first aid, environmental maintenance resources at the disaster site. First is the transportation countermeasure resources that help facilitate our transportation operation were classified as traffic in countermeasure resources. The first is snow removal machine. The sight of snow piled up on traffic roads due to heavy snow or cold waves in winter is seen every year. And there are many ways to clean snow, but among them, the use of snow removal machines, which make the procedure a little simpler and is actively underway in the United States and Japan, where it was snowing a lot. The use of snow removal machine has already become popular, and according to the trend, in May 2014, the Korea snow removal system is Typhoon. It also launched a multi-purpose tractor. And the second is a snow removal truck. It is used for the same purpose is snow removal machines, but it's larger in size and making it easier to handle work. The photo shows in the Daegu Metropolitan Government, which signed a joint cooperation agreement on heavy snow hit Gwangju City, is recovering from heavy snow damage by sending a 15-ton snow removal vehicle to help. And third is a vehicle for road management. As the name suggests, it is also road maintenance vehicle for transportations. The vehicle in the picture is a multiple-purpose road management vehicle introduced by Nawan City. The second is medical quarantine research. Research used to prevent or respond to widespread disease such as infections, disease, and chemicals as much as possible were classified as medical quarantine resources. The first is mask. It is the most commonly used disaster management research to prevent the current most issues such as COVID-19 and the flu before it. And the second is vaccine. With the mask in front, it serves to prevent infections, disease, but vaccines can feel more direct effects. And third is a diagnosis kit. The diagnosis kit can also be used to check for infection if you have any disease or symptoms of being infected with bacteria. What is shown in the picture is a norovirus diagnostics kit, which is similar to the pregnancy diagnostics kit, so it can be easily used by non-experts. And third is a rescue first aid. Disaster management resources, which are mainly used to rescue people in danger, or classified as rescue fire first aid resources. The first is rescue ship. A rescue ship is a ship built to rescue a person at distress at sea, standby at a coastal base designed to quickly reach the scene in distress. And it is a disaster management resource that dissuades faster than anyone else when a disaster occurs in the sea. The photo shows that the London Doctor cruise ship was caught in the fire while passing through the Thames River, and the rescue ship was dispatched to extinguish him. And the second is a fire-life fighting electric. The fighters used for fires occurring in high-rise buildings. It's used to save people inside the buildings. However, according to a fire official remark on October 13, 2020, the operation of the ladder car is avoided because the fire ladder car itself is large and has complication and requires skilled technology. Third is ambulance is so famous. Ambulances are bounded to be used when a person is suddenly injured in an accident or suffers from symptoms of illness. And third is environmental maintenance resources, forces environmental maintenance resources for disaster sites. If a disaster occurs, the surrounding environment is more likely to be contaminated, which cause another disaster. So resources used to recover from disasters or prevent environmental pollution were classified as disaster site environmental maintenance resources. And that's a trash collection truck. When the natural disasters such as typhoons come in, our people throw them away anyway. If their trash is thrown away along the road, the environment can be contaminated and cause another disaster. Trash collection cars are cars that need to be used to collect and classify all those wastes into the garbage dump. So, as mentioned in the previous chapter, many ways to cope with disasters have been studied for a long time, and in order to cope with disasters, raising the level of response in 4 stages through preparation, response, recovery, relaxation is somewhat structured. Then what it is needed to operate for those 4 steps, that is the disaster management resources, and if they are basically no supporting resources, there's no system of response. And I felt that the resources needed for him were disaster management resources. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lu Wei, a PhD student at Chongbuk National University. Today's presentation is heavy rain recovery management and resilience, focused on July 20th heavy rain in Henan Province, China. First, I will introduce my research background. In recent years, climate change disasters have emerged one after another. Global warming has not only caused higher environmental temperatures, but also increased rainstorm damage. On July 16, 2021, Henan, China suffered an extremely rainstorm damage. The research on disaster resilience has been the development trend of the crisis management process. This article collects and sorts out the crisis caused by heavy rain in Henan, analyzes the recovery management after the rainstorm damage disaster, and the rainstorm damage resilience, and put forward the suggestions of recovery management, and provides reference for the recovery of sudden rainstorm disasters in the future. Next, I will introduce the crisis of the heavy rain in July 20th, Henan, China. According to data from China Meteorological Administration, heavy rainfall in the central and northern parts of Henan and the rainfall in some areas in downtown Zhengzhou reached 500 and 657 millimeters. About 10 national level meteorological observatories daily rainfall exceeds the historical extreme views in the record. After a month, on August 22nd, a heavy rain red cotton warning was issued again from the Henan Meteorological Observatory. Heavy rain can cause a lot of damage. According to the incompleted statistics, this heavy rain have caused damage to crops throughout Henan province. For example, roads are flooded, things and trees are blown away due to the strong winds, creating dangerous situations. So this picture is the rainfall leaf map from July 19th, 8 a.m. to July 20th, 17 p.m. So by sorting out the collected information, the crisis caused by the rainstorm is mainly divided into the following two aspects, soaking and flooding, as shown in this chart. I have organized the crisis brought by the heavy rain in Henan into the following 5 points. First, the range of disasters is wide due to the long period of heavy rain and the large amount of precipitation in the process. Second, there are many overlapping disasters, and the damage from disaster situations is large. Third, the disaster situation is very severe under the influence of the extreme weather and COVID-19. Fourth, the lives of people in disaster area are greatly affected. Fifth, bring huge losses to the economy. The following problems were revealed by the heavy rains. First, legally, the overall regulations on how to coordinate various government departments after major emergencies have yet to be perfected. Second, there is a lack of coordination mechanisms among various government departments in terms of emergency response. Third, professionals in the existing medical and disaster relief departments lack training in emergency response. Fourth, the weakness of the society is poor and the people lack the awareness and ability of self-help and rescue. This makes the resilience of the crisis recovery remarkable. So I will introduce the Henan heavy rain recovery stages. On August 4th, Henan province published several policies and measures to speed up post-disaster recovery, but in Henan suffered heavy rainfall again after a month, as the post-disaster reconstruction has not yet completed. Based on previous experience, an early warning was issued. After opinions on future the post-disaster recovery and reconstruction work published, by the end of August, repair and widespread restructuring of important meaningful facilities, infrastructure, and public service that were damaged into the settlement carried out. So I will introduce the disaster resilience from heavy rain in Henan. Since recovery is only a post-crisis task, resilience focuses only on crisis response and crisis management capabilities. Otherwise, resilience is the ability to return a shocked person or thing to its previous state. Looking at the Henan heavy rain recovery phase, some of problems revealed are our awareness of how to increase resilience in the future heavy rain crisis. After this heavy rain disaster, according to the previous analysis and summary, I think the heavy rain disaster resilience should be improved from the following points. First, completed the city's rainstorm disaster recovery system. Second, it is necessary to find a way in the protection of public health of the society and the protection of people's lives. Third, it is necessary to find a way to restoring the public psychology. Fourth, strengthen disaster education and training to raise awareness of heavy rain. Fifth, complete the disaster relief compensation system to reduce damage to the public. In recent years, extreme precipitation events such as heavy rains have caused urban flooding, dam collapse, and flooding. At present, China's rainstorms crisis management system and capabilities have already made great progress, but in the face of frequent heavy rain crises, it faces serious challenges in how to raise the recover level of damage from heavy rain. Accordingly, in the future rainstorm crisis recovery phase, each department interfaces the situation of heavy rain damage, issues a flood forecast in the timely manner, and distributes emergency resources and supplies quickly and efficiently. It is expected to play a major role in disaster recovery and improve the disaster resilience. Thank you for watching.
안녕하세요. 현장학과 박사과정 허몽성이라고 합니다. 제가 오늘 발표한 주제는 공공위기에 대한 정부의 역할 정체성, 중국 산시성 쇼5위 보고를 중심으로였습니다. 기후변화로 인해 간단적인 날씨와 독바 변수가 늘면서 인류사회에 미치는 위험은 갈수록 커져고 있습니다. 연구는 중국 산시성 폭우로 인해 산사태 등의 피해를 예로 들며 재해 발생에 따라 환경적 위기, 사회적 위기, 이에 따른 경제적 위기를 분석하고 이를 통해 재해 발생 시 정부의 기능과 역할에 대한 토론, 위급한 개선, 정부의 집행력 및 위기 경보 인식을 높이는 것을 골자로 하고자 합니다. 연구는 주로 네 부분에서 진행되고 있습니다. 즉, 서른, 이론적 배경, 현재 중국이 공공위기 관리 중의 주요 문제점, 그리고 위기 관리 이후의 중국의 역할 정체성입니다. 현재 서론 부분은 주요 연구의 배경과 연구의 문제 제시 부분에서 서술하겠습니다. 올해 10월 5일 중국 산시성 진중시, 유량시, 인범시에서 여론강의 불균등 지진 재해가 발생해 인명피해가 발생한 것을 배경으로 연구 분석을 벌이고 있습니다. 계속되는 보고로 산시성에서 많은 지역의 재해를 입히는데 재난 구조 과정에서 정부가 제대로 응급 조치를 실시하느냐는 것인가, 그리고 호남시 수해에 비해 수해 면적이 넓은 산시성 수해에 대한 정부가 왜 이렇게 뒤떨어진가, 이 두 가지 문제를 가지고 산시성 수해에 대한 기존의 자료들을 통해 산시성 수해의 원인, 재해 발생 시 구호 조치, 그리고 피해 보고 정배에 대한 정부의 역할을 분석하려고 합니다. 연구 분석을 통해 정부가 향후 재해 방지책을 마련할 때 일정한 이론적 근거를 마련하기로 했습니다. 두 번째 부분은 이론적 배경입니다. 두 번째 부분에서는 주로 공공위기, 정부의 기능, 그리고 정부의 역할의 정체성에 대한 정의하였습니다. 공공위기가 뭐냐면은 한 사회 시스템의 기본적 가치와 행동 조직의 틀을 심각하게 위협하고 시간적 입학과 부할 시점이 높은 상황에서 그에 대한 중요한 결정을 내려야 하는 시간이라고 할 수 있습니다. 또한 공공위기는 실제 사회 운영 과정에서 자연재해와 사회 운영 메커니즘의 작동 분모로 초래되어 공공의 안전과 그 정상 질서를 위태롭게 할 수 있는 사건입니다. 그리고 정부의 기능에는 정치, 경제, 원력, 서비스의 기능이 있습니다. 그 다음에 세 번째 부분에서 중국의 공공위기관리가 존재하는 주 문제에 대한 분석을 진행하였습니다. 즉, 관리기관과의 시스템이 부실하고 사고관리에 집중된 점, 사고관리자와 자원 통합 미흡, 정부의 위기관리 조기 경보 재개 부실, 정부 관료와 국민의 위기의식, 국제위기 대응 능력이 떨어진다는 것입니다. 마지막 부분입니다. 마지막 부분에는 이런 문제에 대한 대응책을 내놓았습니다. 즉, 공공위기관리 제재 구조가 건전성, 위기경보 체계 구축, 그리고 다음에는 위기 사태의 정략과 방법 확실히 파악하고 다음에는 언론 매체를 활용해 홍보 업무를 잘하는 것입니다.